Good evening, everyone. It's Aaron Woodward here for AddictedOTR.com, and I'm joined today by a victorious Ryan Curtis, who recently fought at BAMMA 26 at the weekend and took the unanimous victory against Shamsul Haque. So Ryan, you've had a couple of days now to kind of reflect on what happened. How are you feeling about the performance as a whole?
It was good. It was good against a very experienced opponent. But I would have liked the finish. I feel like I had him hurt in the first, but I hurt my hand, so we just kind of had to ease up a little bit. But still a dominant performance anyway. So it was okay.
Yeah, because originally he was actually slated to fight Aaron Robinson from Next Generation in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Do you know what actually happened there as well? Because I don't really know what went on in that situation.
I don't know. They said he done his foot in or something, his ankle or something like that. Yeah. So something happened to him and he pulled out like with about 2 weeks to go. But like it was 2 weeks to go. Like so, it was just like just get me somebody. Do you know what I mean? And then not many people wanted to step in, and Shamsul did. So fair play to him, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think you actually got a bit of a better draw, to be honest, because I don't think Aaron Robinson's very well experienced. I think he's only had either one or a couple of pro fights compared to Shamsul, who
Yeah.
at the time, before you defeated him, he had 15 pro fights.
Yeah,
Um,
it was a bigger name for me, definitely. So you know what I mean. I was happy, like again, especially like against somebody with so many fights and so much experience. You know, we knew it was gonna be a tough fight, like because just like down to the people who he's fought and just the amount of experience he's had and stuff like So people were asking me that when what do you think prediction on the fight and do you think it's gonna be another fourth round stoppage and I was saying this guy has a lot of fights, so I don't think it'll be the fourth round. I think he'll be too experienced for that. So I was calling the second round, but obviously he was tough and he hung in there. So yeah, it was fair play to him. It was a good fight.
yeah, I mean, as I always say, I mean, don't judge somebody off the record. I mean, Shamsul he's fought some good guys. I mean, he's already fought the BAMMA flyweight champion. Not at BAMMA, but at a different show. He's fought Rennis at Sade before, and he's also fought. I think he's fought Pietro Menga as well. He's actually 13-0.
Yeah,
So I always say never be fooled by somebody's record.
yeah. Now we knew we had some big names on his record, but yeah, it was like one of them things where there was like 2 weeks to go and I wasn't not gonna fight, so we are like just get me anybody and we'll go for it, you know what I mean? So I think I'm better. I think I'd smoke every one of them anyway. So well, it doesn't matter how they're gonna put in. I think I'll beat them anyway. So just get me anybody. I was saying so. It came back to us with him and me coach Owen. He wasn't mad on taking it just because just down to the amount of experience he's had. He's like I was saying in one of my other interviews, the guy has more wins than I've even had fights overall. So yeah, so he had a lot, but that was the only thing. But other than that, we were good to go, you know.
I mean, go on.
At the end of the day, at the end of the day, experience does count for a lot. You know what I mean?
I mean, as you were stating before as well, you stated in interviews before, and it proves as well in your past fights, you like to finish guys. But was it nice to get a nice 3 rounds under your belt in such early in your career as well? Just to get that experience.
A lot of people were saying that to me, the 3 rounds will stand here. Do you know what I mean? And like that, yeah. I was happy in one sense, but do you know what I mean? I nearly finished them a couple of times, so I probably would have liked him to get the finish, but at the end of the day, it is good, especially against somebody so dangerous with so much experience on his half. Do you know what I mean? It's good to go, but I nearly finished him a couple of times. So yeah, I probably would have liked the finish, because at the end of the day, that's what I was saying. Like, even the champion, your man Sada, or whatever his name is, your man Rani. You look at all his fights; they're all decisions. You know what I mean? He's not a finisher. Like, you know what I mean? I come to take a head off every time. He's like, you know what I mean? He just seems to be complacent with going to decisions, and that's not me. Do you know what I mean? That's not that's not the fight game for me. You know what I mean? It's not the money making style. People like to see knockouts. You know what I mean? And that's me, knockouts or subs, and I'll go for them every time. You know, I'm a finisher, so yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, even though it was a decision, it was a very, very dominant performance. Personally, from my point of view, when I was watching a fight, I forgot what the scorecard actually was, but I had it at 30-26. I'd give you the second round a 10-8, because you was pretty dominant throughout the fight, even though you didn't get the finish. I mean, some of the shots that you actually hit Shamsul with, I think a lot of other opponents would have
Yeah, he was.
busted.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Like, you know what I mean? One of the judges did give me a 30-26, and I think I deserved it, because I think I was pretty dominant throughout the fight. But I looked at him after the fight was done, and I just said, like, you're a tough bollocks, like, you know what I mean? Because he took some shots, like I said in the interview, a lot of people can't take my shots, but he took them, and fair play to him. You know what I mean? He had a good chin, and even when I was hitting him, he was still coming for it. So I respect that. You know what I mean? You want people in there who's gonna bring a fight, and he definitely did. But like I was saying, we knew he was gonna, even before the fight, because just his experience and how he's fought and stuff. So he was. We knew he was gonna be a good tough lad, and like you said, I'm glad we did get that fight, because you know what I mean, everybody in the, like, you'd be well respected in the UK scene and stuff. So people know it was a tough fight. Like, yeah, I wasn't just in there with just somebody, like, you know what I mean. So yeah, it was good.
How was the preparation for the fight anyway? Because I understand that you actually went over to America to train with Team Alpha Male. How was that experience for yourself?
Yeah, it was good, like, but you know what I mean, like I've been told before by all the guys, like, it's no different, you know. I didn't go over there, and you know, one thing I will say was that wrestling is extremely good. The straight wrestling, on the, like, I was kind of like, when I was straight wrestling, some of them were taking me down, but when I was MMA rounds, they couldn't take me down, and then when I was against the cage, or they were against the cage, I was able to take them down, and then they couldn't take me down. And at the end of the day, I was saying, like, I was still wrestling well with them, you know what I mean, but just a bit of a different level when you're just wrestling, like, from high school, like, you know what I mean, the way all them are. But like, what I was saying in my head was, like 90% of the takedowns in MMA happen against the cage, like, and that's where I was doing extremely well. So I wasn't too phased, like, and then when I was MMA rounds, then they couldn't really do much, because my striking was putting them off, and you know what I mean, they'd be just afraid to shoot in, like, with the shots I was throwing. I was catching, like, nice uppercuts and nice knees, you know what I mean. I hadn't obviously supposed to be throwing knees, but I was definitely letting them know if they are gonna shoot, they are gonna get cracked or a knee. So yeah, it was good.
Well, going back to your fight as well, I mean, the first 2 rounds were quite dominant. I mean, in that third round as well, I wouldn't say it was even. You obviously still won the round, but he came out and it was a little bit more explosive with his punches. I know he caught you a couple of times, but at any point, did Shamsul actually hurt you at any point in that third round?
And now I told him loads of times in there. I says, there, like, he hit me once or twice with just, like, little stupid looping shots over the top, and I told him, I says, that's nothing, like, you know what I mean. I let him know that, like, them shots didn't do nothing. So I was just letting him know, you know.
I mean, yeah, you've proved you can take a shot anyway. I mean, in your last fight against John Spencer, I think it was at Ice 11. I think it was earlier this year. I think it was it February? I think it was
Yeah,
around February, something like that. Where John actually caught you with a spinning elbow in the
yeah,
first round and cut your eye open.
Yeah,
And
that
even
was
then,
shock.
even straight after that, your game plan didn't change. You was still so composed. It was like you wasn't even cut or anything like that. So I think you've already proved to yourself that you actually can take a shot, even with not that many pro fights, and even though you finish your first three opponents quite quickly, and then taking obviously the decision last Saturday. Um, so yeah, I mean, what are you looking at now anyway? I mean, you've got. Are you looking to fight again this year? Because I mean, or are you looking to come back to the UK, or are you just going to wait it out and maybe fight in Ireland again?
Like we don't know. There's nothing set in stone yet. Like they were talking about Birmingham possibly in November. I'm good to go wherever. Like you know what I mean. And everybody's gonna follow me anyway. Like you know, like before over in the UK, every time I've gone over there, I've brought a big crowd as well. And then over in Ireland, I just owned the place. You know what I mean. That was my show. I was the main event. You know, like even if you talk to people over here, they'll tell you that after my fight, nearly half the arena was leaving. Do you know what I mean? Everybody was just getting up out of their seats and going after my fight. So that just comes to show that, you know what I mean, I was the people's main event, like, so, and that's just a credit to my fan base, like, you know, so it was good.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to say, for a guy with just four professional fights, I mean, I know you've had a bit of a good amateur career as well. But when I was at Ice 11, I mean, the atmosphere, even though it was a completely different country, the atmosphere from your fans and the fans you actually brought over with your friends, it was absolutely incredible. So I can't actually imagine being sat on Saturday in Dublin as a fan, listening to the crowd chanting your name. How is that for your confidence as well? And is that quite difficult to kind of block out while you're inside the cage when everyone's chanting your name?
No, like, you know, I sort of remember, like, I was saying to the boys, I had my Ireland flag on my back, and I was just, like, paced up and down backstage before I came out, and I was just saying to myself, like, listen, you know what I mean? Everybody screaming my name out there, but I was saying to myself, like, listen, they're all here for you, like, you know what I mean? You're in no rush to go nowhere. Everybody's here for you, so don't just calm down, like, you know what I mean? And like, I just honestly, like, you know what I mean? It was the weirdest feeling ever. Like, I was just strolling out, and it just felt like I owned the place. Like, it felt like I just owned the Tree Arena. I was just saying to myself, like, everybody's here for me. I'm what I was thinking in my head was I was the main event and I was headlining it, because that's the way it felt. Like, honestly, you know what I mean? I was just strolling out of the cage, and everybody was screaming my name. Like, you can ask anybody, even from BAMMA. Like, nobody got the reception that I got. You know what I mean? Not one of them. You know, the main event, the co-main event, nobody got nothing. Like, you know what I mean? That was my show in Dublin Saturday night. You know what I mean? So.
I mean, yeah, going back as well. I mean, to Owen Roddy. To be honest, I don't think Owen actually gets the credit he deserves either. What's it like having someone like Owen in your corner and having Owen training you as well?
Like, Alan's the very first legend of Irish MMA. Like, you know what I mean? He was the very first. He was the very first, like, you could call, like, complete mixed martial artist, because he was the only one who could strike and grapple at the same time back then. Do you know what I mean? Like, Alan, even before Conor, like, Alan put Irish MMA on the map. Like, so yeah, having him in my corner, like, you know what I mean? You could say he's the godfather of Irish MMA, really, like, do you know what I mean? Because he's just he was like, you don't know Irish MMA if you don't know Owen Roddy, and you know, it's amazing having him as a coach. He's just so experienced, and he just knows all the right things to say to you as a coach. And yeah, he just puts your head in a good place when you're fighting, and even when you're training and stuff, like, you know. So it's great to have him as a coach.
Yeah, I mean, as well. I mean, a lot of fighters say whilst they're in the fight, um, and the corner speaking to him, things like that. A lot of fighters say they can never really remember a fight. Do you actually remember what Owen was saying to you in the first, second, and third round as you was coming out?
Yeah, he's just so clear, like, you know what I mean. There's some. It's weird with some people. They just have like very very distinctive voices, and Owen definitely does. Like, so he's you can really hear his voice when he's shouting instructions, and he never says anything too complicated. It's only always one or two clear, precise things he wants you to do. So um, yeah, he's brilliant in that sense. Like, you know what I mean. He's definitely like John Kavanagh. Like, he definitely got his coaching style off John, and he's a brilliant coach.
Have you actually, as well, I mean, I know the video is actually out on YouTube as well, the whole event itself. Have you had a chance to go over the fight? Is there anything that you're actually not happy with that in your actual performance? And anything you feel you could have improved on?
Like, I've had a look at the fight, and obviously it was a dominant performance and all, but me and the coaches, like me boxing coaches as well, and even now, like, we've looked over a few things, and there's always something you're gonna want to fix. You know what I mean? Like, no one's like I don't ever said it to you before, like, but I said it to somebody interviewing me. Like, I could have walked out there on Saturday night and sparked them cold with like a right hand or something, and I still would have like had a look at it and saying, you know what, I would have liked to do that better or this better, and anybody who doesn't want to do that, you know what I mean. If you're looking at yourself and you're saying, oh yeah, that was great and whatever, like, you know what I mean, because it's not good for you, you need to, like, you can't be over critical of yourself either, but you definitely need to say to yourself, no, I could have done this better, or I could have done that better, and because, like, you know what I mean, if you had nothing to fix, like, you know what I mean, you're not even, do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you had the fix, like that, what would be the point, like,
I mean that's what I mean. Nobody's perfect. I mean, Conor McGregor's not perfect. No one's perfect. There's always flaws in people's games, and there's always things to improve upon as well. And obviously, every fight that you've got coming up and every fight that you do have, you'll find something new.
Like, even
improve.
Like that fight Saturday night, like, that's like a better version of me than the previous fight. Now my next fight is gonna be a way better, like, version of me Saturday night. You know what I mean? And that's, well, like, with other fighters, that's their problem, is they don't progress between fights. Where I could show you the progression from my first pro fight to now, and it's like leaps and bounds. Where other fighters, they're just like, you can see they're stagnant. You know what I mean? There is no progression, and that's where they fall off the track. That's what I'm saying. Like, where that's the difference between, say, me and a lot of other people. Like you could ask that question to somebody else, and they probably would have turned around and says, "Oh yeah, we watched the back and we felt like we done a good job everywhere and everything was great." And yeah, that's a lot of pony, because, like, you're not, you know what I mean. You're not gonna do well in this game if you think everything's all rosy all the time. You need to be critiquing yourself, and that's the good thing about me and my coaches. Like, don't get me wrong, they were, like, Saturday night, they were saying to me, oh, brilliant performance and everything else, but we need to fix this and we need to fix that. So even then we still need to fix things. So yeah, and you'll see the improvements then in my next fight.
So what are your actual plans for training again? Do you actually plan on going over to America again to train over there? Because as you were saying before, the wrestling over there is completely on a different level to the UK and Irish MMA scene. I mean, I know the UK and Irish MMA scene.
It is straight wrestling, but like I said to you, in the MMA rounds and then up against the cage, it's not, like, you know what I mean. And that's, I'm not straight wrestling. Do you know what I mean? So I don't give a shit about that. I'm not gonna fireman throw anybody and pin them and, you know what I mean, win the fight. So I don't give a shit about any of that. You know what I mean? Like, the fact of the matter was, when it came to the crunch and it was MMA rounds, then they couldn't touch me. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I wasn't too bothered. Like,
Well, do you think you'll go over and train with Team Alpha Male again, or would you like to go over to America or even a totally different country? Because I know a lot of fighters like going over to Thailand as well and training over there because their pedigree is Muay Thai.
Yeah,
So what are your
yeah,
actual
look,
plans for training? Would you like to just go to actual different camps and things like that and get experience everywhere and implore it into your own game?
yeah, like we'll see what happens, but I was definitely solidified when I went to America what I already knew, and that is like you don't need to go nowhere. You know what I mean? The standard over in Ireland and the UK is pretty high, like, you know what I mean? And I already knew that going over from other people telling me. But obviously it's good to find out that yourself that like hang on for a minute, just because these guys are in the UFC doesn't mean jack shit. Like that's still only people, and you know, I had that in my head going over like that. I was still going to, like, nobody was gonna get respect on me, like, just because they were in the UFC. Like, you know, we were gonna do rounds, and if they gave me a good tough round, then I'd give them respect. But you know, they're not gonna get respect on me just because they're like fighting in the UFC. You know, so yeah, don't get me wrong, it was fun going over and stuff, but I'm not saying I wouldn't go back, but I definitely know I don't need to go back if I like, you know, I don't need to go over there. You know, plus then I go over um to Jack McGann over in England as well, and then I go over and get good rounds in with all them guys, you know. So, you know, I don't really, like, I have the people around me that I need, so I don't need to be going anywhere really.
So, I mean, going back to BAMMA 26 itself, I mean, after your fight, what did you do actually after your fight? Did you have a chance to catch any other fights, or did you actually have a chance to catch the main event? Because obviously they're in your division. So did you have a chance to watch the main event against Ryan Saturday and I think it was Andy Young? Did you get a chance to see that?
No, it was everybody was going, all my family and friends and stuff. So I didn't, I didn't stick around. But like I was saying, everybody left after my fight anyway. You know, not just me and my. Like, it just seemed like the whole place was cleared now after my fight. You know what I mean? That's just the way. That's I. That's the way I felt, and a lot of people. I didn't say it to nobody. A couple of people said it to me. Like, was like, did you realise how many people left after your fight? So but I was thinking in my head, but a lot of people said it to me, you know, and I was just like, yeah, I was thinking that, but I knew it just wasn't in my head because a couple of people had said it to me. So all my friends and family were leaving, so there was a big party for me in one of the biggest nightclubs in
Yeah,
Dublin.
yep, I understand. I was going to get just about to get to that as well. I understand you actually had a party plan for you as well at the Sin nightclub in Dublin.
Yeah, that's it's
How,
like
how,
this.
how was
It's
that?
Yeah, that was it. It was great, like, you know. But you just know, like, saying is like it is the biggest nightclub in Dublin. It's where Conor goes. It's where Conor has his after parties when he fights in Ireland too. So it's like it'd be the biggest nightclub in Dublin without a shadow of a doubt, you know. And obviously had me back, and it was brilliant, you know. But I'd be in there. I'd be in there like a decent bit if I'm going out with my friends or anything. So it was good. It was good to go there. But they hosted me a nice party and everybody was there. So it was a brilliant night. It was, yeah.
Um. So yeah, Ryan, I appreciate your time. Is there anyone you'd like to thank or anything like that? Anyone, any of your sponsors or anything?
Just all my coaches and all my coaches from SBG Charlestown, Ballybock Boxing Club, and Lionheart Muay Thai, and I just want to thank like a couple of my sponsors that they always look after me, you know. So it's like the Ink Factory that they're always looking after me, and they are in the Damon Barber Shop. Then Brewforce Nutrition, they look after me with me supplements and stuff. And the Irish Strength Institute, they help me with my strength program, and they really gave me a big dig out with my weight cut this time. John Connors and Owen Lacey always look after me down there, and then Shay Caffrey from Urban Physiotherapy, like in case I got any knocks and stuff like that, they always look after me. So yeah, I'm thankful to have the sponsors, and then obviously seeing Nightclub for hosting the big party. I really appreciate that, you know. So yeah, it was brilliant.
Right, Ryan, I appreciate your time, and I wish you all the best for the future. It's an absolute pleasure to talk to you again.
You're a gentleman, Arden. Thanks very much for that.
No problem. You take care, my friend.